Welcome to all B.Sc. third year students in online classes of optional subject Fishery Science, paper number 13. In last lecture, we are studying the prawn culture in marine water. We have seen spawning, mating, development of prawns, and in last lecture we have seen water quality for culture of marine water prawn. Which are the water qualities? How these are to be important, how these are to be most essential for the marine water prawn culture, that is Peneus indicus. Then next point we are studying today. After spawning, breeding these are to be takes place, breeding is to be over. After spawning, mating these are to be done. After mating, development these are to be occur. Indirect type of development these are to be found. Larval stages these are to be occur. Nauplius larva, Zia larva, and then Mysis larva. And to grow these larvae, ideally, which type of water quality which is to be required, which type of water quality which is to be essential, we have seen last time. Today we have see the prawn rearing. Those prawn which is to be cultured, those prawn which is to be reared in marine water in east coast and west coast or marine water areas. These prawn rearing, how prawn rearing these are to be done, how prawn rearing these are to be performed. When the larvae have completed the metamorphosis, when larvae completed the metamorphosis and grown into miniature adults, when they grow metamorphosis and forms a juvenile prawn, juvenile larval stage, that is grown and into miniature adults, they are transferred to the rearing ponds. Such larvae, such prawns, those which complete their larval life, these prawns these are to be act as a seed, and these prawns these are to be transferred, these are to be then transferred into the culture site, into the culture ponds. That culture pond is called as the rearing ponds, and in these rearing ponds various steps these are to be taken, various steps these are to be performed to run down the prawn rearing. Following are the various steps in prawn rearing. To perform the prawn rearing, following are the various steps they can taken, they can involve. The first step, stocking. The stocking rate is generally depend upon the size. Generally stocking rate these are to be depend upon the size of the seed, age of the seed, and area of ponds, area of selected water bodies in which we have stocked the seed. Means these three factors, these three parts, these are to be taken in consideration. One is the size of the seed, second is the age of the seed, and third is the in which site pond, in which site we have stocked the seed, we have stocked the prawn. That site of culture, it is to be understand, it is to be known. The stocking rate is generally 75,000 to 500, 75,500 to 18,750 juveniles per hectare area. These are to be stocking, per hectare area these are to be stored. What is the stocking density? It is to be 17,500 to 18,750 juveniles per hectare area these are to be stocking is to be done. The stocking is to be done into 2 batches. 2 times stocking these are to be done, 2 times stocking these are to be performed. When these stocking these are to be performed, the stocking is done in 2 batches, that is first batch in July and second batch in October. When seed these are to be stocked, when seed these are to be stored in stocking pond, 2 times seed these are to be stored, 2 times seed these are to be stocking, one in July month and second in October month. The average size of juvenile is 40 mm. The average size of juvenile which is to be stored, which is to be stocked in rearing pond, that average size of the juvenile prawn is to be 40 mm. And these 40 mm size of prawn, these are to be collected, these are to be captured from nurseries with the help of nets. That nets may be shooting net, that net may be cast net, or that may be gill net. And then after catching from nursery ponds, these seed these are to be stocked in stocking ponds for culture, stocking ponds for growing, stocking ponds for culture or stocking ponds for growing. This is the stocking. That is stocking. It is generally 17,500 to 18,750. Stocking these are to be occur per hectare area. Again, this stocking these are to depend upon size of the prawn or size of the juveniles, age of the juveniles, and in which site, what is the size of the pond. Depending upon the pond size, we can stock the fish. Second point of the prawn rearing, artificial food. To grow these ponds, to grow these larvae or the prawns, artificial food these are to be provided, artificial food these are to be supplied. These are prawns are carnivorous and these are bottom feeders. Prawns are carnivorous and these are bottom feeders. When they grow, more demand of food is required. When they grow more, their demand of food is to be more. Their demand of food is to be maximum. To obtain quick growth of prawns, besides natural supply of food, prawn culturists, prawn farmers to provide artificial food in large quantities to grow the prawn in quick time, in short duration. They attain the marketable size or larger size. For that purpose, prawn culturists, these are to be not depend only upon the food which is to be available in natural water, but additional foods, supplementary food is to be provided, supplementary food is to be supplied to the prawns, and the artificial food these are to be comprises broken rice. Artificial food these are to be comprises waste house pieces of fishes. Those fishes these are to be waste house or trash fishes. Such pieces of the fishes or the broken fishes these are to be used as food. Husk of rice, husk of wheat. These are the different artificial food, and these are different artificial food that may be broken rice, that may be waste out pieces of fishes, husk, then waste materials of the rice and or wheat bran, rice bran, etc. are given at the rate of these artificial food these are to be provided. These artificial food these are to be supplied to the culture pond, to the culture prawn at a rate of 250 gram per prawn. 250 gram per prawn. Artificial food, supplementary food these are to be provided, these are to be supplied to the prawn. Then and they grow, then and they attain marketable size. That's why this artificial food these are to be important, these are to be useful. After transferring seed in or juveniles in rearing ponds, stocking is to be we have seen. Then second point, that is the second point which is to be we have seen food material these are to be supplied, food these are to be provided. Then third, water management during the culture period. During the culture period, the high tides coming toward the main slice of the farm passes through mud, flats and creeks and therefore bring in rich supply of neritic plankton and nutrient into the ponds for 5 to 7 days during spring tide or produce marketable size prawn. The water level is maintained during culture periods. Water management during the culture period, during the culture time, tides, high tide these are to be coming, high tide these are to be occur from the main slice or the main gate from which prawn these are to be cultured, prawn which is to be grown, through which that slice, that gate or that opening, mud flats, creeks, these are to be occur, and from these mud flats and creeks, number of neritic food materials, number of neritic debris, waste parts, plankton, nutrient, all these are to be carried inside the culture pond by tidal effect, by the tidal current of water. And when with the tidal current of water, these debris, these nutrients, these food materials, these are to be entered into the pond during the 5 to 7 days during spring tides produce the marketable size of the prawn. When spring tide these are to be occur, during spring tide these are to be found. In this spring tide, natural debris, natural waste material, these are to be entered in the culture site and water level is to be maintained. Management are maintained during the culture period. Those are the useful, they can live it is ITG. Those are to be not useful, they can release outside. Means those are essential, required, these are to be kept. Those are to be not essential, they can leave out. Then in rearing pond, after taking water management, food, growth rate these are to be maintained, growth rate these are to be measured. The growth of prawn in two crops during period of 3 months. The growth of prawn in two crops, in between two crops, one is to be July and second is to be October. In between these two, 3 months gap these are to be occur. The growth of prawn in two crops during period of 3 months has shown encouraging results. In during these 3 months, a tremendous growth of prawn these are to be occur, and when this growth these are to be occur within 3 months, it is to be encourage the prawn culturists, prawn farmers to culture prawn, to grow prawn in a culture site in a proper way, in a proper manner, because prawn give a positive result, a good result. The length attained by the prawn is in an average 160 mm or it is to be 155 to 180 mm and weight up to 35 to 52 gram. Within 3 months, sometimes prawns these are to be grow up to 160 mm or it is to be grow up to 155 to 180 mm in weight, and that is these are to be size 155 to 180 mm size, or sometimes it is to be 160 mm, and weight of the prawn is to be how much? Within 3 months. Remember, within 3 months, 35 to 52 gram prawn these are to be increased, these are to be attained. This is the good and best result for the prawn farmers, prawn culturists, because growth rate is to be good, growth rate is to be ideal. After growth these are to be attained in 6 to 9 months. Then harvesting these are to be done again in two crops. 3 months duration is occurs. First and second crop of prawns in culture practice is done in the month of October and February respectively. Means in October and February, those first crop these are to be released. Rearing, stocking is to be done in July. That crop these are to be captured. That prawn these are to be harvested in October, and those prawn these are to be released. Rearing these are to be done. Stocking is to be occur in October. These prawn these are to be captured, harvested in February. Means October and February, with these months, these prawn these are to be caught, these are to be captured. The prawn catching is done with the help of cast net. Prawn catching is to be done with the help of hand picking or with the help of local nets, any local net, that may be mosquito cloth, that may be mosquito net, or that may be other varieties of variable dip net, lift net, triangular net, then traps or other any types of nets these are to be used, but particularly to capture with ideally cast net these are to be well, and it is to be used best to harvest the prawns which is to be cultured, which is to be grown in culture areas or rearing ponds. Then what is the production of these prawns? Production of these prawns, these are the total production of the prawn in culture practice has been reported. It is to be near about 1300 kg. How much production these are to be occur? The total production of prawn in culture practice, in culture ponds, culture tanks, which is to be reported by the prawn farmers or the prawn culturists, and is to be 1300 kg per hectare per year. This much total quantity of prawn these are to be produced, these are to be harvested. See, when these prawn these are to be grown, then when these prawn these are to be increased in size, this is the prawn these are to be grow, these prawn these are to be occur, and generally these prawn, that is all these prawn these are to be harvested, and harvesting is done and production these are to be occur, and production is to be tremendous, near about suppose 300 kg is also lost up to culture practice in a pond per hectare area per year 1 ton prawn these are to produce, and the rate of this prawn in a local area these are to be more than 700 rupees per kg, or it is to be more than national market 1400 rupees per kg. It is to be earn maximum earning, maximum income from the prawn culturists. The rearing system of prawns may be summarized below as. The rearing system of prawns may be summarized below as: number 1, flow through system; number 2, marine pens; and number 3, recirculation system. With these three systems, flow through system, marine pen system, and the recirculation system, prawn rearing is to be done. Prawn rearing is to be performed by east and west coast of India by prawn culturists or the prawn farmers. In which first, flow through system. What is meant by flow through system? This method is practiced in many countries. In this system, the sea water is made to run through the enclosed area where the prawns are reared. In this method is practiced in many countries. In this system, the sea water is made to run through the enclosed area where prawns are reared. The sea water is continuously pumped from a well on the sea shore and made to flow through enclosure. Continuously sea water these are to be circulated, continuously sea water these are to be added and leave out. It is called as flow through system. Such areas are enclosed from all sides where this system these are to be used, where this system these are to be adopted. Such areas are enclosed from all the sides and provide with proper bottom, such as with sand. When burrowing species of prawns are selected for the purpose, in such tank the measures are taken to remove the debris and nitrogenous waste from being accumulated on the sand. Those debris, those waste, these are to be occur on sand. These debris, these waste particles, such tanks measures are to be taken. Care should be taken that debris and nitrogenous waste material these are to be removed, these are to be leave out, because some prawns these are to be burrowing, or the burrowing species these are to be select, these are to be burrow under these waste material and they can damage, they can endanger. That's why such debris these are to be removed, such debris these are to be discarded. The non-burrowing prawn species are selected for rearing. The marine water is made to run through the enclosed areas. The marine water is allowed to pass through the biological filters and placed away from the marine or from the rearing sites before it should be supplied, before it should be supplied to the one part to the another part, and this before supply these are to be done, before supply these are to be seen, before supply these are to be done, performed. That's why flow through biological filters these are to be placed away from the rearing site before it is to be supplied to the different site, supplied to the different areas. एक लाइन साल inside these debris, inside marine pens, those are the conditions these are to be seen. In this type of prawn rearing, suitable area of sea measuring about 250 meter square and depth is to be about 2 to 4 meter is separated at the bamboo poles. These slats, bamboo slats, these are to be tied to the rope or enclosed to the required area of sea, and bamboo slat tied with ropes and strengthened by these poles by tying fixed poles wherever required. The inner surface of the enclosure is covered by nylon netting. Another nylon net is to be hung to the pens to touches to the bottom, and another net is to be tied to the upper side, and the depth of water in pens is 4 to 6 meter, and all sides, 4 sides net these are to be tying, net these are to be hanging, because no any prey or no any prawn these are to be escape from the water bodies, culture sites. Then prawn rearing these are to be done essential or ideal. The net inside the marine pens is hauled periodically to find out the condition of the gonads of prawn, and exchange of water these are to be takes place. Exchange of water these are to be occur during the tidal flow. When tidal flow these are to be occur, at that time 50% of water these are to be changed daily. 50% of water these are to be continuously, weekly these are to be changed, because due to maintain the oxygen level, this water these are to be maintain proper range. The marine pen give the most natural environments for the brood stock, but the calm protected areas may not be available in many places, many prawn cultures. That's why marine pen system is the calm protected areas which is to be formed and which is to be essential to grow the prawns. The bamboo enclosure gets worn off and requires replacement. The lifting of the nets examine the prawns may inflict or that may be do not damage, and such inflictment of the pens these are to be done seen, and marine pen these are to be performed, marine pen these are to be occur. That is marine pen system these are to be adopted. Number of prawn cultures, number of prawn farmers to culture the prawns, to culture the, that is marine pens are the Penis indicus. The third method, that is the recirculation system. In this system, water tanks fitted with sub-gravel filters through which water was recirculated by airlift pump. That is, in this recirculation system, name itself indicate recirculation, water is to be again and again recirculated, and it is to be enter, it is to be leave out and enter, leave out and enter. With this recirculation system, this is to be fitted with sub-gravel filters through which water was recirculated by airlift pumps. Airlift pumping these are to be done. With the help of pumps, water on air these are to be lifted and circulated. 50% of the water being renewed every week. Every week 50% of water these are to be changed. 50% of water these are to be added, and old 50% water these are to be leave out to maintain the oxygen level as well, to maintain the food material of the water. But in some recirculation system, recirculation was done by pumping water through the biological filter placed outside the tank. Some places, some areas, biological filter these are to be placed. Biological filter is nothing but the animals. That animal these are to be watch. That animal these are to be checked, particularly watching entry of the animals, entry of predators, entry of enemies inside the recirculation system. These are to be avoided. Such biological filter these are to be placed outside, and they maintain the recirculation or airlifting pump. Recirculation system have some special advantages. They are land based and sea water pumping systems are always available in hatcheries. They are land based on land, and they are always available in, because land based and sea water pumping system are available. That's why this is to be important advantage. Close observation of brood stock is to be possible. Those brood stock these are to be observed. Those brood stock these are to be available. To these brood stock, close observation these are to be done with the help of recirculation system. If the hatchery is far away from the sea water, from the sea area, the recirculation system is beneficial. When that is hatchery is more distance, maximum distance, then to inside to take excurrent and incurrent of water naturally, it is to be hard, it is to be difficult for that purpose, airlifting or recirculation system, these are to be easy. With the help of airlift, water these are to be enter and these are to be leave. That's why this system is to be beneficial. Advanced, seawater must be recirculated through biological filter. That biological filter may be placed inside or that biological filter may be placed outside. With this recirculation system, some prawns these are to be reared, means flow through system, marine pen system and recirculation system. Prawn rearing can be done and prawn production can be increased, and prawn culturists, prawn farmers perform all these three systems, either flow through system or either marine pen system or either recirculation. Any one system they can adopt, but generally recirculation system these are to be expenditure these are to be required. That's why these are to be do not adopt. Number of prawn culturists, those who have poor or those who have no facility about the expending the money, such prawn farmers they can use flow through system or the marine pen system. The best system is the marine pen system. With the help of wooden poles and nets, the marine pen these are to be created inside the ocean, inside the seas, and prawns these are to be cultured. No enemies, no predators or no escaping of prawn these are to be done. No entering of enemies or the prawns or other animals these are to be should not enter. And with this prawn rearing these are to be done. Prawn rearing is to be performed. It is to be studied here today. Up to here we have seen the prawn rearing. The next part, larval food supply, we have seen next part. Again, we have any difficulty, any problem, please ask. Thank you, all of you.